Okay, and now you see what happens to those things that were at the bottom of this enameled cast iron pan that look like just useless, too dark to use, burned up, whatever. Now, I have onion, celery, and carrots that have already been browned. I just threw these in to add a little moisture. The liquid I used right here, and it's just like an inch at first to get the brown bits off of the surface and sides and bottom of the pot. I've turned the heat up a little bit, and eventually I will get it to boil a little, and that will, continue to loosen the bits up. I am using today an organic turkey bone broth, but honestly, you could use anything. I would rather that you don't use water because you want as much flavor in the cooking liquid as possible. But you certainly could use chicken stock, vegetable stock, coconut milk, unsweetened coconut milk, wine, beer, apple juice, really limitless. These are the things that I would use. Since this is turkey today, those are the things that I would use. And so I'm going to kick this up from a little medium-high boil, and once it starts boiling and bubbling a little bit, I'll add more of the broth. I will cook it down so that it is only coming up about an inch to the turkey, and you can see it's been pretty well browned, and I have it draining here just on some paper toweling. You will note that as a boss, while one thing is cooking, you're cleaning behind yourself or cutting stuff up if you haven't got your mise en place or your thing set up properly. You use that time to wipe down your cooktop and different things like that. So, as you can see, it's beginning to boil, bubble a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, and I don't know whether I talked about this step, but after the turkey was removed, there was a lot of fat in the skillet. I started off with beef bacon fat. I don't expect you to find that everywhere, but I just happen to have it. Any kind of fat that you wanted to use, if you wanted to use refined or unrefined coconut oil or lard or whatever, or olive oil, perfectly fine. But just be advised that the skin of the turkey does have a lot of fat in it, and you want to render the fat out, which is why we did the step of browning first. Not only to get this lovely caramelization to be part of what we're doing here, but also to render the fat off. And then what would we do? We just poured it off, and I used that to actually had sauteed or browned for caramelized the carrots and other things that are going in. So see how nice and brown that is already? Look what would have happened if we had not scraped up those brown bits.